Good afternoon and welcome to the CollegeWise Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Questions about a specific institution or broader ones for all of our panelists are certainly welcome. Your camera and microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening this evening, so be sure to sign up for additional ones at the same website where you registered for this session. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you initially registered. I'd now like to turn it over to our presenters, and we'll start this afternoon with Colorado Mesa University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And good evening, everybody. My name is Mia, and I am the admissions counselor for Colorado Mesa University. For those of you who maybe aren't too familiar with Colorado, the state is basically a rectangle cut in half by the Rocky Mountains. And we are in the westernmost city of Colorado, so Grand Junction, and that's about 30 minutes past the Utah border, and where you'll wind up at Colorado Mesa University. We are a medium-sized university, so right now we have about 11,000 students, and with that, that is primarily undergraduates. So 88% of our classes have less than 40 students in them, and from your very first general education class to your very last class in your major, you're going to have this personalized experience, getting to make great connections and relationships, not only with your professors, but your classmates as well, and faculty across campus. So as a student that graduated from Colorado Mesa, those relationships were definitely something that I will take with me forever. With that 11,000 population, right now we have students on campus from 35 different countries and 47 different states. So I'm so proud of the diversity that's starting to appear on campus and the growth that's happening. And with all that, we have students coming for our 114 diverse, amazing majors. So across the board, no matter what major you're choosing to come to Colorado Mesa for, you're going to have a hands-on experience, and you're getting to practice in some amazing state-of-the-art buildings and really getting some of the best technology out there. You can see all the areas of concentration that we have to the right of the screen. And I am going to go in depth on some of our most popular programs that we're kind of most known for. Top left, you see the student that's taking a picture of what appears to be dirt. This is actually our Forensic Investigation Research Center. So if you're looking to get into criminal justice, forensics, or even biology, this is going to be an amazing hands-on area for you to actually get to work with human bodies and get to do all that stuff that, maybe you want to do because you see the CSI or FBI doing it. This is how you're going to get all of that experience and really find out if that is meant for you. And then we also have our crime scene investigation house that's located right off of campus, basically a house in a normal residential neighborhood. You'd have no idea that was anything different or out of the ordinary, but inside it's constantly getting set up like different crime scenes, and our students are going in and setting these crime scenes up, solving them, going around town looking for witnesses and alibis. So really kind of a fun, immersive program there. To the right, this picture you see of the dining room, what that appears to be. That's actually the restaurant in our new teaching hotel that opened up this semester. It's 60 rooms and it's right in the middle of campus. And it's kind of a mini collaborative effort from a couple of different departments across campus. So our hospitality management program is responsible for running the day-to-day operations of the hotel. Our culinary program is responsible for running the steakhouse in the hotel. And then when we backtrack a little bit, our construction management students were the ones who actually built the hotel, and our graphic design students are the ones who did all the logo and marketing material design for the hotel. Bottom left, some happy nurses because we have such a great nursing program. Our nurses, 98% of them actually pass the NCLEX exam on their first try. So they're amazing nurses that are ready to go and hit their career. But our nursing department in itself is actually a hospital across the street from campus that the university purchased and renovated. So you're getting to practice in this amazing setting, getting to feel really comfortable before you even move to your clinicals. And then bottom right, this picture is actually of our human performance lab. So if you're looking to get into kinesiology, exercise science, get your master's in athletic training, you're going to be spending tons of time in here. And in this lab, there's so much state-of-the-art equipment that I truthfully cannot even begin to explain to you. But right here, you see one of our cycling team members on this giant treadmill that we have. And that's just kind of the tip of the bucket of what we have going on in there. So across the board, you're getting this really amazing applied learning experience where you're getting to build your resume and your portfolio and getting prepared for your career path, no matter what that may be. In Colorado, we're really known for our outdoor recreation. So 300 days of sunshine, meaning there's tons of time to take advantage of it all. 40 minutes away from our nearest ski resort, 1,200 miles of hiking within an hour of campus, and tons of resources on campus to connect you with all of those trips and excursions. We have 190 clubs on campus, ranging from political, activism, religious, academic clubs, and a really great study abroad program that lets you study abroad for the same cost that you would pay to study at Colorado Mesa. Currently, we have 26 Division II varsity teams on campus and 23 club sports, with our cycling team actually being ranked #1 in the nation right now, which we're really excited about. Now, just to touch on numbers really quickly, we are a WUI school, so that means that if you qualify and are living in any of the red or blue states, you immediately get discounted tuition with a 2.5 GPA or above. That brings your tuition to $12,900 a year. You are required to live on campus for the first 2 years, so that cost is housing, tuition, meal plan. So all of that included is a total cost of attendance of about $25,000 a year. We do have merit scholarships stackable up to $6,000 a year. On top of that, typically we do require that it's based off of GPA and class rank or GPA and test scores, but this year we are test optional. So we're going to look at your application and your application for scholarships holistically, and we are on a rolling admission deadline. So once we get your application and your transcripts, we'll have a decision to you within 2 weeks, no matter when you apply. If you have test scores, you can definitely send them in, as well as letters of rec and personal essay, but they're not necessary this year. So thank you guys so much. I will be in the Q&A if you have any questions for me.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation comes from CU Denver College of Arts and Media.
Hi everyone, how you doing? My name is Dave Walter with CU Denver's College of Arts and Media. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. But right off the bat, while I'm pulling this up, I want to let you know that, like Colorado Mesa, we're similar in that we have about 11,000 undergraduate students at CU Denver, and we also accept the WUI program for anyone in the Western United States. Makes it very affordable. But even for out-of-state students, we have some great scholarships that definitely bring the cost down and make it a good value. So CU Denver, as mentioned, about 11,000 students, small class size. So we're a good medium-sized university that don't even have some of the giant, lecture halls that you would find at some big universities. 140 degree programs to choose from. 7 colleges that those 11,000 students are split up into. I'm here today representing the College of Arts and Media, so I'm going to be specifically speaking about our programs in that major, or in that college. So we have about 1,300 students in the College of Arts and Media, split between 3 departments. Music and Entertainment Industry Studies, a really contemporary, modern-focused music industry program. Film and television program that's really production-focused. And visual arts, we have 6 different programs, really heavy on the digital arts side. And we'll get into all 3 of those more in just a minute here. But what is it about the College of Arts and Media that makes us different than all the other choices you have out there that you could choose from? The big one right off the bat is our location. So we are right downtown in Denver. Denver's got an amazing arts, music, film, cultural scene. So our students are really able to take great advantage of that without having to even travel by car or anything. It's walking distance. Denver's got a great light rail system that our students get included with their tuition. So they really are able to just take full advantage of all that the city offers right downtown. Our faculty are a big part of that. They are really tied in with the arts and music and film communities at CU Denver. So they have that real world experience. They're doers. They come, that's who we're looking for in our faculty, people that have been doing it in the real world. And they are still doing it, not even while they're faculty. So that helps them to stay very relevant, to help bring in the movers and shakers of the industry as guest artists into the classroom. and then to hook our students up for internships and jobs when they are in school. Value, this is a big one for us. So a lot of our programs, our arts and music programs, are only the type of programs that would only be found at private arts and music schools that are very expensive. But we offer them here at CU Denver at a public university at a much lower tuition rate. So we offer a great value for our students in these programs. Very interdisciplinary, collaborative. So our students are encouraged to work with each other across majors. So our film students are working with our music students, our digital design students are working with our film students, and all the way around. That is very encouraged throughout. Career focus, this is a big one. In the arts, you'll often hear, this narrative out there in society, oh, don't go into the arts or music or film because there's no jobs out there. It's absolutely not true. There are great jobs in the arts, and our program is designed to help you get to those jobs. We're very career focused, much more so than most arts, music, film schools that you'll find out there. Most of our students do go straight into their careers, straight with the bachelor's degree that they would get in our program without having to go on to get a master's program or anything like that. So don't let anyone talk you out of the arts if that is where your passion lies. All right, moving on to our next one here, maybe. Oh, wow, we went forward a lot, sorry. Want to talk about each one of our departments a little bit. First off is our Music and Entertainment Industry Studies Department. As mentioned, this program is super modern focused and contemporary. So we don't offer, programs you'd find in a lot of other music schools, classical music, opera, music theater, marching band, that kind of stuff. Instead, we do the music industry stuff. So a big music business program, big recording arts program, audio production, singer-songwriter, and then for performance, we're all the modern stuff. Think rock, jazz, hip hop, electronic music, a cappella pop, all of that. For these programs, we are the biggest program like this in the Western United States that's focused on the modern music industry. We have our own record label at the school that our students get to be a part of and help run while they're in classes. We have 6 professional recording studios, and we now have a new electronic digital instrument area, so our students can really focus in on electronic music. We have a lot of alumni that have been very successful electronic music artists. Probably the biggest known right now is an artist named Illenium, who was, has a top 20 album last year and is really doing huge things out there. So next we'll move on to our film and TV program. Very production focused, BFA, cohort based, which means you're going to go through the program with a group of students. You're making a lot of films in this program while you're going through, including your junior year when you would make a web series together. Great new film facilities, and all the equipment you need is provided by the college. You'll be learning from filmmakers and participating in probably even a lot of their films as you go through it. For visual arts, as mentioned, we have a lot of programs, so 6 different programs, but very heavy on the digital side. That's where we're seeing a lot of the jobs in the visual arts right now. So digital design, 3D digital animation, and illustration are big programs for us, and our students really do so great out there getting jobs right after they graduate. Like film, these are cohort based, so the courses build on each other as you go through them, and you'll really get to know the students in your class because you'll take a lot of classes together with those students. Top ranked programs by Animation Career Review, so we're really well known for these type of programs at CU Denver. So where do our students find jobs? All the big kind of arts, music, film companies certainly are hiring our students. Certainly though here in Denver as well, with some of the smaller companies here in Denver. Plus a lot of our students are doing startups and doing their own things, independent contractors. We will look at our next slide to look at some alumni success stories, like Rebecca Forth, who works at Industrial Light and Magic, has worked on some of the newer Star Wars films. Jeff Gibson at Disney, doing great things there. Isaac Slade, the lead singer of The Fray. Tim Kimmel, head sound editor for Game of Thrones. And then just one other slide here I want to get to. How to apply. First of all, if you're going to visual arts or our music non-audition tracks, make sure to apply to CU Denver and be accepted. That is all you got to do. If you're doing film, there's a supplemental film application. And if you're doing one of our music audition tracks, you have to do our music theory air training exam and audition. But the first step for all of those would just be to apply to CU Denver and to be accepted, and we'll get you going from there. Please reach out if you have any questions. Hope you will apply. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Our next presentation is from Regis University.
All right. Hello, everyone. How's it going? So my name is Dominic Ziolek. I'm one of our assistant directors in admissions at Regis University, located in Denver, Colorado, the capital of Colorado. So we are the only Jesuit university located in Colorado and really located in the Rocky Mountain region. What exactly does that mean? That's our mission below. I'm not going to read it to you. But essentially, the Jesuits, they're known for education, which is why I'm here talking to you about Jesuit University. But this big thing they're known for is social justice. And that's really the biggest way you interact with our Jesuit background at Regis. You'll be talking about social justice, social issues in today's world in pretty much every class. We always say, whatever you hear on the news at night, you're going to be talking about the next day in class. And that's really the biggest way you interact with that Jesuit background at Regis University. So a little bit about us. We're definitely on the smaller side. We're right around 2,000 undergraduate students. So a very small population there. The biggest advantage of that is your class sizes though. So our average class size is right around 17 students, 14:1 student to faculty ratio. And then our largest classes do go up to like 60, 70 students. But once you're past your intro to biology, you will not be having those big classes. We have to bring that average down somehow. And those are those later class sizes. So you really get to know your professors when that small class size. Our campus size, still pretty small, 99 acres, but kind of more realistically, it takes 5 minutes to walk to any building. So you can wake up at 7:55, still get to class on time at 8 a.m. You won't look good, but you'll be there. And that's kind of a picture of our campus. You can see Denver in the background. And then lastly, we really cover almost everything with our majors: business, education, science, technology, humanities, healthcare. We have a lot of them. Some unique ones. We do have a bachelor's in neuroscience, which is really cool. Not a lot of schools have that. But our biggest and best program is our nursing program. And what is unique with that program, it is a direct entry program for nursing. So if you apply to Regis, you get into our nursing program. As long as you clear some benchmarks your first 2 years, pass your classes and get a certain GPA, you have a guaranteed seat in that nursing program come your junior year. You don't have to worry about a second application or anything. You just do well those first 2 years, you have a guaranteed seat come your junior year in that nursing program. As you can see, this is kind of the other side of our campus. So one side we have downtown, the other side we have the mountains in Colorado. So our past year's incoming class is kind of a good benchmark of who we are at Regis. 64% are from Colorado. The rest are out of state. Some big states are Missouri, Texas, California, New Mexico. We had 42 of the 50 states represented this past year. 33% of our students are first gen, meaning they're the first in their family to go to college. 80% are living on campus, and 80% of our incoming class live in our brand new dorm room. We don't have any pictures because it was opened a couple days before move-in day, and we're not allowed to go in there due to COVID restrictions. But it's brand new, newly renovated, and a really cool place for all our first-year students to live. And then lastly, we're right around 68% female, 32% male. And that was this past year's incoming class, but this is pretty standard for our incoming classes each year. So I've kind of been talking about it. Our location is pretty nice. So we're located in Denver, Colorado, about 10 minutes, a couple miles outside of the city. So when you're on campus, you saw the pictures, doesn't really look like you're in a city, doesn't feel like you're in a city, but you're only 10 minutes away from anything you want downtown. On the flip side of that, the mountains are not far away at all. You can find hiking trails as close to 20 minutes away in Golden, or if you're a skier, snowboarder, drive an hour, hour and a half, and you have some of the best skiing you can find. So really whatever you want to do for fun, whether you're an outdoors person, you're a city person, or just kind of want to hang out on our campus, we have all three options for you. We routinely plan outdoor activities, outdoor trips. Kind of also on the flip side, we plan city trips. Hopefully that all comes back next year. But really whatever you want to do for fun, we have that because of our kind of central location to a lot of these things. So quickly kind of talking about some application features. The big thing with Regis is we are test optional for all programs. So that includes nursing, test optional, truly test optional. This will not hurt you for your application, scholarships, any of that. It won't hurt you. And then in terms of deadlines, we don't really have any. We're on rolling admission. So apply, wait a couple weeks, we'll get back to you. The exception for that is our direct entry nursing program. We do have a December 1st deadline for that. Quickly, because we are a private university, our sticker price is a little bit higher. It's right around $50,000 for the year. But as you can see on the slide, 99% of our students receive some kind of assistance. That average financial aid is $34,000, and first year scholarships that are guaranteed for all 4 years are up to $20,000. So right off the bat, you get some money with that merit scholarship. We really work with you to get an affordable cost for Regis. And then lastly, that was a quick overview of Regis. We're hosting a ton of virtual events. We have a big visit Saturday, November 7th. So please sign up and you can learn a lot more about Regis University. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dominic. Our next presentation is from University of Colorado Boulder.
All righty. 1 second here. There we go. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Navarro Ibar. I'm an admissions counselor here at the University of Colorado Boulder. Today, I'll just be giving you a brief overview of what we have to offer, and then we can always be reached at admissions@colorado.edu. But as you can see from your picture, there's a lot to offer here in Boulder. We are the #1 college town in the US, an 18-to-1 student to faculty ratio, 8 colleges, schools, and programs, over 4,000 courses in over 150 different disciplines, and over 525 different clubs and organizations. We are a large school. We have around 30,000 undergraduate students. In addition to that, we are a Division I school for athletics and a Tier 1 research institution as well. All right, there's a lot of ways to customize your education here at CU Boulder. Specifically, obviously, there's tons of majors available. We have over 110, over 50 different minors, over 40 different concurrent programs, which are bachelor's and master's degrees combined, if you're not too sure what that is, and over 100 different certificate programs as well. All of those programs of study fall under these colleges and schools that you see on your screen. It would take a really long while to kind of comb through those. So I'll just give you a couple of different highlights, but I'll sit on this screen here that shows you all of our programs on there. So our College of Arts and Sciences, very popular, has a lot of things like languages, as well as your neuroscience, chemistry, pretty much all the classics as well. The College of Engineering and Applied Science is one of the more competitive colleges on campus, but you'll see that we have a nice wide variety of different availability in engineering. The Leeds School of Business is one of the oldest business programs in the country. It is also really competitive to get into here as well, but they do have unparalleled access for internship and job opportunities as well. The College of Media, Communication, and Information actually grew out of the College of Arts and Sciences because we have such a robust journalism, media production program, communication program, and so we have lots of resources dedicated to them on campus as well. If you're interested in perfecting an instrument or becoming more musically talented, we do have a College of Music. It's more of a conservatory type feel, so your average class size is about 8 to 10 students. We also do have a program in environmental design if you're interested in architecture, landscape design, anything of the sort, and a School of Education if you want to become a teacher. But my favorite program for all first-year students is our program in exploratory studies. This is perfect for anyone who has no idea what they want to do in college or who has like 20 different ideas of what you want to do in college. But essentially, you'll come in, take classes in a lot of different disciplines, still stay on track for graduation, get some extra career exploration and academic advising. And the goal is that by the end of your freshman year, you'll have a little bit better guidance as to what you want to major in. Aside from the academics, we have a lot to offer both on and off campus. Like you can see right here, it's a beautiful campus, one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. We're close to Denver International Airport, about 45 minutes away. We're about 25 minutes north of Denver, so you do have access to all the big city amenities that you would need. But I can tell you now that also the city of Boulder, although it's a smaller city, definitely has a lot to offer in terms of outdoor recreation, obviously, but fine dining, museums, so all sort of musical and theatrical venues as well. So there's a little bit for everyone here. Right now, obviously, we can't encourage campus visits. Otherwise, usually that's my go-to for referring you to Fair and Field, which is my Zoom background here. If you do get the chance to stop by campus, obviously that's great. It's one of the most Instagram spots in the state of Colorado. Do get a picture. But like I mentioned previously, we have a lot for everyone who wants to come to campus. If you want to study abroad, if you want to volunteer and give back, we have over 300 organizations dedicated to that alone. Obviously, if you want to engage with nature, there's tons of things that are accessible from Boulder. If you're more of an entrepreneur or you want to start your own startup, Boulder is a really great hub for startups here as well. If you're interested, obviously, in anything related to STEM majors or anything related to research, we are a Tier 1 research institution. So we receive lots and lots of funding to be on the cutting edge of every different field. And we also have tons of different possibilities for anyone who might be an artist or artistically inclined, both on campus and off. This is our application checklist. Every university has a slightly different process, so please make sure that you check with every university before you complete it. Our application is on the Common App, so if you started that, wonderful, it's a lot easier. There's 2 short essays included, a $50 application fee. We will require official high school and college transcripts. College transcripts are only for those who are in high school and who have taken dual or concurrent enrollment classes. We are also test optional. I think you'll see that as a trend across the board. So if you haven't had the opportunity to actually take one of the exams, that's perfectly fine. And we require 1 academic letter of recommendation that must come from a teacher or a school counselor. You can submit additional ones if you'd like, but we only require 1. And the same goes for the resume. We don't require it, but we do encourage it, especially if you want to expand on anything that you might have touched on in the Common App. We do provide a very holistic approach to reviewing every application. So on your screen, you'll see all the components that we look at, whether it's obviously your GPA, test scores, which are entirely optional this year, I'll mention again, but we look at your course load, the strength of your current schedule, and everything else that you see on screen here. And on top of that, if you do have any extenuating circumstances that might have affected your GPA or test scores, there's definitely a spot on the Common App also to include that. We are not rolling admissions here at CU Boulder. We have 2 deadlines. November 15th is our early action deadline. It is non-binding. So if you're admitted, that is non-committing, you don't have to come to CU Boulder, but it gives you a lot more breathing room in the spring. So if you do apply by November 15th, you'll receive a decision from us on or before February 1st. You can also wait till January 15th if you'd like. That's a regular decision deadline, but you won't receive a decision from us until on or before April 1st. We do have a lot more virtual experiences to offer aside from these fairs. We have student panels, we have virtual lectures that you can sit on, recitals as well. So definitely do check out colorado.edu/visit if you get the opportunity. We're finding that it's really easy to replace a lot of the physical experiences while not being able to physically go to campus. So definitely do check that out. And lastly, if you do have any questions for us, like I said, we have admissions counselors that cover the entire country and the world. We have someone specifically assigned for you and your school. And if you do want to reach out to them, have a one-on-one Zoom appointment, or just ask them a random question, please reach out to us at admissions@colorado.edu. Thank you, guys.
Great, thank you. Just a reminder that you can use the Q&A button to ask questions of any of the institutions here this evening. And our next presentation comes from the University of Wyoming.
Hello, thank you so much for letting me join the presentation today. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Pull up presentation. All right, fantastic. Yes, I am from beautiful Laramie, Wyoming, and the University of Wyoming is located as such here as well. We are in the southeastern portion of the state. We're very close to our friends from Colorado. I like to say normally that save the best for last, but I love Colorado. I spend quite a bit of time down there doing some outdoorsy stuff. So I'm a big fan, especially Grand Junction. So we are the only four-year institution in the entire state though. So we have snow on campus. If you are interested in coming out here, you will absolutely experience all 4 seasons. We got quite a bit of snow a couple of days ago, and I believe it's going to be sticking around now, probably until May. We are a medium-sized campus of about 12,249 students, but what you can anticipate is a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So what that means for you, if you're interested in getting into a master's program after the fact, you've already developed that relationship with your professors early on. And know that 92% of our graduates do go on to attend a master's program after the fact. We really encourage that within our individuals, being the only 4-year institution in the state. If you want the best professors in their field and they'd like to teach in Wyoming, you're only going to have one institution that you have to fight through to make sure that you have them. So it is very cool. We are also an outdoor hub, being next to Colorado. I'm sure that is no surprise, but one benefit that we have is a little bit less of the people. We will not experience as much traffic here, both human and on vehicle. We are 30 minutes from a ski hill as well. Shameless plug. I know that it's an excellent opportunity, and I know that this is the case because we have seen a lot of Colorado individuals bring their families to our snow hill in the last couple of years. It's about a $70 rental for equipment and a pass, and if you're a family who would like to bring their children to experience a little bit of a smaller hill, less stress, it's perfect. Snowy Range is a beautiful little place. And we are also 15 minutes from any climbing and hiking opportunities. Really, we're surrounded by national forests. As you can see in that main photo, the campus itself is right on the base of a mountain range. So we are Division I in athletics. So you might have seen us on ESPN. You may have seen us in football. A proud alumni of UW is Josh Allen, who's playing for the Buffalo Bills. He's doing fantastic. But we also have an active Greek life and over 300 clubs and organizations. So I am hard pressed if you're a student who's interested in getting involved on campus to try to find something that you're not interested in or that you are interested in. You'll absolutely have the opportunities. We also have student government. So if you're interested in getting involved in local politics back home, but you want to start out at the collegiate level, you can do that here. We have over 200 areas of study. I myself was a creative writing graduate from the University of Wyoming, which was a fantastic major. Of course, anything from accounting to zoology, and you can double major, minor, really pick and choose your curriculum as you see bet. We'll set you on a path and make sure that if you're interested in graduating with your four-year opportunity, you can do so. But if you'd like to taste test a little bit, you'd absolutely have that opportunity to do so here. And as a shameless plug, we have some very cool professors. Wyoming is a small state and it's a unique state. It's the least populated in the entire United States, but having this four-year institution brings in our intelligent but also artistically minded representatives. So we have a Nobel Peace Prize winner that works in the accounting and finance business college. We had a national runner-up for the book award in the creative writing department. He had just recently passed, but he was a very close professor of mine, and just fantastic, phenomenal people that just want to get off the beaten path and come out here and see an institution where it's a little bit more quiet. But as you get out here, maybe you get the itch to travel farther. Really, with our Wyoming students, we like to let them know we have the largest travel endowment in the entire United States. So you could travel based off of your non-resident tuition price to over 4 different sites and locations worldwide. You can also acquire paid research opportunities from this. Our ex-alumni, ex-vice president Dick Cheney, he established this with the University of Wyoming as a proud graduate, and really just likes to see the students from Wyoming and students that attend Wyoming take those exploration bounds even farther and go to a separate country. Through the admissions process this year, we are a little bit different. We will not be asking for any ACT or SAT scores. We've gone test optional, but for this year only. When you apply to the university, we'd like to see a 3.0 for direct admittance. And certainly our materials we ask for, as far as the main date that you look at would be May 1st. So you have a little bit of time to get your high school transcript together, fill out the application online. We're also on the common application as well. But if you happen to be a pharmacy or a nursing student, you'll be looking at the December 1st deadline. So certainly look online and see what's required of you to make sure that you won't be missing that opportunity. For our out-of-state students, we look at the WUI, the Child of Alumni Benefit, and the Brown and Gold commitment. Though we are test optional, we do have some opportunities for students that are able to get a test in. So I recommend getting online, checking out the University of Wyoming scholarships, seeing how these funds can be awarded to you and what you apply for. But we also have opportunities for students that are test optional. So just upon the application to the university, based off of your high school transcript, we'll be able to tell you how much money you'll be able to be awarded. And as well, we range about $30,718 for our non-resident students each year. That being said, we ask individuals to live on campus. So once you get into your sophomore semester, you can anticipate about $11,000 dropping off the tuition, bringing that down to about $29,000 because you will not be asked to pay that on-campus fee, which, that being said, living on campus is required at the university, but I recommend it because you get to live right above the resources that you would need as a student. It's a fantastic chance to meet people on campus. And as well, Washakie Dining Center kicks butt. I am an adult. I am a graduate of the institution. I am employed fully, and I still actively go back to the mess hall because it's good. It's there's a lot of different options, and you're never going to find a lack of opportunity there as well. So it's a great place if you're a student to try to live on campus. We are offering in-person tours. So for our Colorado residents, if you want to pop up, you want to check out Laramie, you can absolutely do so. You can book online through our admissions website under the visit box. But you can also find at uwyo.edu/visit the opportunity to take a virtual tour. I think it does a pretty good job of highlighting some of the best areas on campus. Here is my contact information. Please hound me. I like to see myself as a frontline representative of my institution. I believe that my peers do as well. As admission reps, we're usually the Google for the entire institution. If there's not an answer that we can give you, then we'll absolutely find the best representatives on campus that can give you that answer. So anything from how's the snow in Laramie this weekend, as I've had some students call me from Cheyenne that want to get up to Snowy Range, to what's happening with financial aid, what's happening with the admissions. Be happy to answer those questions. And I thank you for taking the time to listen. Go Pokes and stay warm out there.
Great. Thank you so much, Haley. And thank you to all of our presenters for sharing your institutions with us. At this point, we'll bring all of our presenters back. And if you do have any questions, you can certainly feel free to drop those in the Q&A, whether they're specific ones about institutions that you've heard from or broader ones that you'd like all of our panelists to weigh in on. We'd certainly be happy to answer those. But to get things started, before any questions come in, we will kind of ask in the order that you originally presented, whether you are offering campus visits or not right now. It's at some point students will return to your institution, and when they have a chance to visit, what's that one place that they need to see on your campus that they can't leave without visiting?
Awesome. I think for Colorado Mesa University, the one place that's my favorite on campus is our communications building. It's so beautiful inside because there are all these beautiful literary quotes. And then when you get to the top floor, there's an amazing balcony that shows you 360 views of the whole valley.
I would say for C Denver, probably the Tivoli Student Union. It's a really historic building in downtown Denver. But I would also recommend, we have a brand new residence hall that will be opening up this fall. So that'll be a good one to check out. And we also have a brand new wellness center on campus. So those would be two others.
Yeah, for Regis University, I'd say it's our new student center. We opened it in the summer of 2019, so just over a year ago. So it's brand new. It also has our dining hall in it, which the food is actually very good. So I'd recommend for people to actually eat there for lunch if you come visit. But definitely it's brand new, super nice, and kind of like the life of the university is there.
All right, for CU Boulder, my default is my background, Farron Field, one of the most beautiful spots in the state of Colorado. Love to show that off, but on top of that, we also do have a new building that opened up a couple of years ago, our Case building, where you'll actually, hopefully when we reopen for visits, you'll get to visit. There's a beautiful auditorium and a balcony that overlooks the Flatirons right there, where you can take a picture with our mascot as well. So a couple different spots there on campus.
See, I told you it would end up being me at some point that just stares at the computer and is like, oh, it's silent. That's because it's me. At the University of Wyoming, personally, my favorite place on campus when I was an undergraduate was our geological museum. I love dinosaurs. If I wasn't a creative writing major and I was more advantageous, and I probably would have ended up going into paleontology. So if you're a student at UW, they have one of the, I think it's the most complete constructed Allosaurus in the United States, and that's on campus. So you can hang out, you can sit and do your homework right under Big Al. It's like, I mean, you get the opportunity just to sit in a quiet kind of a museum personally to yourself for that day. It's really, really cool. And we also, if finals week, if you can huck a pine cone into the Tyrannosaurus Rex outside the statue, you can go ahead and get a couple of extra, I think it's like just faith points for your final. So.
Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to all of our viewers who joined us live or watching this recording on demand. When this webinar ends, there will be a link to a quick 4-question survey, and we would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. This was just one of many sessions that are being offered as part of this program, so certainly feel free to sign up for additional ones or access the recordings of those. In about a week's time, all the recordings will be posted on the same website where you initially submitted your registration. Thanks again for joining us, and have a great evening.